Hi, I'm Dustin Mason, and today I'm going to show you the best way to build and spec out your new Lexus on the Lexus website. Okay, so as soon as you go to lexus.ca in this case, you're going to be greeted by the landing page. And as soon as you get to the landing page, it's super easy to tell that the RX and the NX are not just the two hottest vehicles in the lineup right now, they're also super important. So those are both here right on the landing page. You can click explore for either the RX or the NX, and then you can scroll down, there's some shopping tools, there's some other details about, loyalty offers, stuff like that. But for right now, we're just gonna go to the top right corner and click on build and price. Once you get to build and price, you're gonna see the whole Lexus lineup. So for today, we're actually just gonna click on NX. Once we're on the landing page for the NX, there's a few different options here. We're gonna keep it on 2023 and scroll down and you'll see there's many different ways to build your new NX. We have NX250, NX350, NX350 Hybrid, and the highly sought after 450H Plus. For this one, we're gonna hit the NX350H. Once we click to the next screen, we can see all the packages and not only how much they cost versus the base model, but also if you do the drop-down menu to the left, you can also see some of the highlights. Now, I do find sometimes it'll be missing a few features between the two models, but it does do a great job of overviewing the highlights. So for instance, if we look at this luxury package here, we can see that it costs an extra $6,500, but it has 20-inch rims. It shows you the tire size, it has driver seat memory system, it has wireless charging, vented front seats, etc., etc. You'll notice if we scroll up to the Ultra Premium, some of those features are in that package as well. So you really want to compare the packages to make sure you're not going up a package when you don't have to. But for the most part, it does do a great job of highlighting the package. So for this one, we're going to do the luxury package. Now from there, we're going to go over to colors. And the website does a great job of previewing what the car is going to look like. So right now it's in caviar, but if we wanted to get crazy, we'll put it in the Grecian blue, which is a very similar color to the vehicle behind me. Some would say it's the exact color of the vehicle behind me. And now we can kind of see it and scroll and drag and drop different angles of the RX, which is pretty cool. You can see it from different angles. The only thing is, I wish you could see it with the lights on because I do always like to see what the taillights and headlights look like versus the color. But for right now, we're just gonna do that. It does show us what colors aren't available in this package. Like Nord Green Pearl, you'd have to go up to Ultra Luxury or Executive, or for instance, the red interior. I love that they've added this because in previous years, it would just be not there. You would just say, well, I saw a green Lexus. How do I get that NX? And it just wouldn't be there for this package, but now it shows that you can actually get that in other packages, which is great. For the interior, same thing, we can pick the color and it'll actually automatically show us a quick preview of what that color looks like. So for this case, that is the Palomino color, which has been very desired after this year, which is awesome to see. Kind of gives it like a two-tone look in the inside instead of all just one color. And also to the left here, you'll be able to see a little bit of, it's kind of like just a quick zoomed in swatch of what that leather is going to look like. So you can see what the perforation looks like, what the texture of the leather looks like. A lot of people overlook that because they automatically just look at the big photo here, but it is cool that it's on there. From this, we're going to go over to accessories. So this year, I've seen more Lexus accessories than many years past. So, everything from roof racks to, cabin air, cabin heaters, cabin warmers, something like that. And also a bunch of interior stuff. So as some of you know, I have a dog, so I'm gonna put the pet screen on. So it'll add $560 to the price, which is great. And obviously there is a lot of other accessories as well. Next, I'm just gonna go over to the next screen here. So we're gonna hit continue. And protection. So when it comes to protection, one of the main ones that guests love to do is the extended care protection. So right here you can choose and also pick the different kilometers, price, etc. For this one, let's just do, we'll do the 48-100. Also, if you get the Platinum plan, it covers maintenance for 3 years. So that's a really important plan. So it's not just an extended warranty, it's also kind of like a maintenance plan built into one. So once we have protection, what I like to do, I don't really go anywhere else except for to the right-hand side here. Automatically make sure you click include HST or whatever the tax is where you are, and do expand for payment options. So now in the top left, we're gonna see the cash price, we're gonna see the MSRP, We're gonna see the accessories, the ECP, and the taxes, of course. Now, as we get to the center of the screen, we're gonna see some different lease and finance options. For right now, let's focus on lease. So we'll keep it as bi-weekly. We'll use the 39-month term. Now, very important bit right here. So up to 1.5% loyalty rate reduction. So if you're in any Toyota finance or lease or Lexus finance or lease, you can click this little box and it'll automatically lower the interest rate by 1.5%. Now, it's always important to check out with your local dealer because sometimes, like right now, it'll apply to even people who aren't in a current lease or finance with those vehicles. So right now, even if you own a Lexus outright and you've paid it off in the last 2 years, then you'd be eligible for that. Only for the last 2 years, only right now, it's like a promotion they're doing. So definitely important to take a look to see what currently is offered at your dealer, but this will give you a good idea. For annual kilometers, it defaults to 16,000, 20,000 seems to be a little bit more than norm, so we're gonna change that. And then security deposits. So this is kind of a really cool way for you to be able to buy down your own interest rate by essentially lending Lexus Financial your money and in return, them giving you a lower interest rate. Then at the end of the lease, as long as everything's okay with your car when you go to return it or you get out of it, you'll get that money back. So what we're gonna do is, let's change it to 7,500. And that's gonna lower the interest rate and in turn, lower the monthly payment. So again, there's at 0, 566 bi-weekly. If we go to 7,500, it brings it to 535 here. So kind of what you can do is do the math between that 535 and another payment, figure out what your return on investment is giving you for savings of the interest rate for that course of the term and decide if it's worth it for you. Right now, interest rates is a big thing. So I would recommend it if you have the money sitting there. It's kind of like an investment. So anyway, that gives you an idea. Now, the only thing over to the right here that I didn't cover is if you wanted to put money down. So again, that 7,500 security deposit isn't really money down. It's kind of separate because it's not prepaying for your payments like a money down would. So let's just do, I don't know, 10,000 down. And that would obviously change the payment quite a lot to $389. And this is also where you could do if you had a trade. So if you had a trade, just make sure you click off owned or leased because that'll change how the taxes are calculated. And let's say it's worth, $20,000, but let's say you owe $20,000 on it. It'll still wash it out and give you the calculations based on that. Or of course, if you owe more, if you owe less, if there's equity, inequity, et cetera, it'll calculate that all for you. And if you scroll down, it'll give you the finance options, which is very similar. You can choose the interest rate, choose if you get the loyalty reduction, and also the cash price. So that's the best way to build and price your car. It'll work for any Lexus on the website. I'm not too sure about in other countries how the layout looks, but I'm sure the same idea is roughly there. And of course, it's always better just to reach out to your dealer, see what they can do for you. All right, thanks for watching.